Hey everybody, K7 back here with another Magic the Gathering Arena deck tech and gameplay video. Today we're playing a deck that I've been calling Big White Weenies. It's a deck that was popularized by Shield Maiden. I believe they played it at a recent event, and people started to take notice. It is actually pretty strong in the current meta. It's a deck that plays pretty quickly, and it hits hard and it hits fast. But really what it does is it features Lurrus as the companion, so each permanent card in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. And each of the cards, we have these small mono white weenies that you get out there, and then you beef them up with things like solid footing. All that glitters is obviously pretty much your win con. But all of your creatures pretty much have lifelink, so when you beef them up with these random auras and enchantments, when they're swinging in, you're going to be gaining a lot of life and you're going to be dealing a lot of damage, hopefully faster than your opponent can really deal with. And when you're playing things that take until turn 4 to get something out like Fires of Invention, or take 4 turns to get Fires of Invention and then Luca and then Agent, things that are taking a long time to build up, but once they build up are super strong. This deck just gets things down quickly and then beefs them up as quickly as possible to get that life total down from 20 to 0 as quickly as possible. So I would classify this as an aggro deck. Lurrus is obviously huge because during each of your turns you can cast one permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard, so inevitably when things are dying he will let you bring them back. And then we have things to protect our things. We have spells to protect our creatures, spells to protect Lurrus, things like God's Willing. All Seed of Life's Bounty also functions as a protection spell for Lurrus, and if you sacrifice it, you can bring it back if he's on the field. So, you're probably spending All Seed of Life's Bounty to protect your Lurrus so that you can just bring it right back. Or you have your auras. If you lose something early, if you lose an all seed early, if you lose a healer's hawk early, and you had it all beefed up with things like an all that glitters or a solid footing or a sentinel's eyes, what have you, if they die, you can get the aura back or you can get the creature back with Lurrus. So let's say something that had an all that glitters dies, attached to it, goes to the graveyard. When you get to replay it, if you have Lurrus out with something else, you can reattach that all that glitters to something else, and then you have another heavy hitter right away, assuming you have a lot of enchantments on the battlefield. But yeah, so it's a fast deck. It's just about equipping or enchanting your creatures with these auras, and then swinging in and getting as much damage and or lifelink as you can. And hopefully outpacing them. I'm finding that it is doing pretty well against things like cycling. It's doing well against things like Luca and Agent. So we're going to play this a little bit in casual, and then we might take it over to the ladder and play some games there. So yeah, let's get right into our matches. Our first opponent for the day is OllyBlob20. Considering we're in casual, I'm assuming we're probably going to have an opponent that is also playing somewhat of an aggressive deck. We'll see. I'm going to mulligan this because I don't have any creatures to start with. I like this hand a lot better. We have All Seed. We have Healer's Hawk. So we'll keep 6 here. We'll get rid of the Glaring Aegis for right now. I don't think that's the strongest. I don't think that's the strongest aura that we had. I think Sentinel's Eyes and All That Glitters is a very solid combination. So what I might do here is play out the Plains and then play out the Healer's Hawk. And we might as well play the Sentinel's Eyes, I guess. I played the Sentinel's Eyes on the All Seed because even if I have to sack the All Seed... Okay. So he's playing that. So I'm going to play the All That Glitters on the Healer's Hawk. Beef that up to a 4/4. We have the Karametra's Blessing to protect one of them, if not both. And we can also sack All Seed if we need to. So we have some options here on, if we need to protect anything. I'm curious as to what he's playing. It's taking him a while. He must be... Okay, so he's playing some sort of cycling deck. I don't know that it's going to be fast enough. Yeah, let's just go all in on the Healer's Hawk. We got a 9/9. He's down to 1. And we have the protection that we need, so, you know, if he tries to get rid of either of these, we might be okay. So he's going to cycle Yadaro. I don't know that that's going to be enough. So he can deal 2 damage to any target whenever he cycles. I don't know that that's... yeah. And he lost, so... quick game. Our next opponent is Base Ghost, or maybe Bass Ghost, I don't know. Alrighty, I like this hand. We have 2 creatures, one that can't be blocked if I pay 1 mana. And then we have some protection, we have some enchantments, specifically our Wincon enchantment, which is all that glitters. So I think we will play out the Ginger Brute first. Okay, so we're playing a Yorion deck. Classic. So I think we just want to get in swinging fast. I don't know what kind of Yorion deck this is. I'm assuming it's the Agent of Treachery Luca one, but you never know. Could be something else. But I think I want to be as aggressive as I can be. The fact that he's eyeing my Ginger Brute is making me a little nervous. Okay, so he's playing an Omen of the Sea. I don't think they have a lot of early interaction or a lot of early removal, so I might be more comfortable just playing a Healer's Hawk. Or maybe I just want to all that glitters my Ginger Brute. I don't know. No, we'll play the Healer's Hawk, and then we're going to Sentinel's Eyes. Or we'll Sentinel's Eyes the Healer's Hawk. Maybe I should have done it to the Ginger Brute to be a bit more aggressive, but I think getting the lifelink would be nice. So he has 3 mana. Does he play it to Fairy and then bounce? That would suck. Omen of the Sun. Okay. Alrighty. So what I think I do here, we will all that glitters the Ginger Brute. So it's a 4/4. And now we're going to go for the full swing in. I probably should have just spent the mana to make it unblockable. But we have the Karametra's Blessing so that it can be Hexproof. So even if he does get an Agent of Treachery out, we can, as long as we keep 1 mana open, he can't take it, I believe. Okay, if he wants to spend a Flicker of Fate on that, I'm fine with that. He's clearly digging for something. Alright. And that's fine. So we might just put the All That Glitters on the Healer's Hawk, because it's not blockable anyway. And we'll make this unblockable. We'll swing in for 11 and hope he doesn't have an answer that he can come up with right now. Might have been a little bit greedy to do all that. Nope. Apparently wasn't, because he didn't have answers that he needed. Alrighty. So far we've come up against 2 decks that have not had strong starts and did not have strong board presences to begin with, so hoping we run into something. Alright, this is a little bit of a risky play because we only have the All Seed. I'd really like to see something that's not the All Seed, and we get a Ginger Brute, but not the strongest enchantments to go along with it. But hey, Ginger Brute can be unblockable, so we'll take that. And worst comes to worst, we always have the Lurrus that we can rely on. Hopefully we get the mana. We draw into the mana for it, but if we don't, we don't. But what I like about Ginger Brute in this deck, rather than keeping this true mono white, is that we get the haste right away. Having a 3/5 with vigilance isn't that bad, especially on turn 2. So I hope I draw into the land and then I can play Lurrus. That would be dope. But worst comes to worst. Okay. I am going to play Lurrus. He might have a shock, which would suck, but, you know, if he takes his attention off the Ginger Brute to kill my Lurrus. 4/4 with Hexproof, that's fine. And he quits. Alrighty. So this is shaping up to be pretty good. Alright, so I think we're gonna take this to ranked because we're kind of crushing it. So we'll see. We'll give this a couple goes in ranked and see if it stacks up on the ladder. You know, if we come up against more of these Yorion decks that take a little while to set up, we might be able to go kind of far. Our first ranked opponent is Void. I like this, but I don't like only having the one creature. Alright, we gotta take this. I don't think we need the 2 protection spells. And Karametra's Blessing, I'd say, is the stronger of the 2. So we'll keep that. Man, oh man, this deck has been... I think we're 3 for 3. We've played 3 games, and... I wonder if it's worth it. We might, you know, let's just play this slow. Because I am nervous about a shock. Turn 2 shock. If I had played all that glitters on it on turn 2, that would have sucked. This way, if we play it slow, they try to shock it, we can keep it safe. Alright, so he's playing Sprite Dragon. Drawn to land. Yes, beautiful. We'll play all that glitters. If he wants to race, we will race. And now our all seed is out of the sight of shock and fire prophecy. So that's pretty dope. If we get another mana, we can get Lurrus out. Okay, so he's going to be drawing a card, but if he wants to race, we have the lifelink and a 5/5, so. Racing is absolutely something we are okay with. It looks like he missed I was going to say he missed a land drop, but I think he might have just drawn into that land. Alrighty, so now I'm honestly thinking that I just play, rather than be greedy, just play the Sentinel's Mark, hold up the Karametra's Blessing, off to the races. And then if he doesn't have an answer to this right now, that's game. So let's see, did he find the answer he needs? So there we go. We held up the mana to protect our guy. Let's see here. So let's see. If he has another Callous Dismissal, that would suck. But I'm just trying to think of what he might have. And hopefully us leaving up mana makes him... Okay, so he can get back the Sprite Dragon. Ooh, Callous Dismissal. And he can play it without playing its mana cost. This actually looks like that. +1/+1. Yeah, so that would die anyway. Solid Footing wouldn't save that. Okay. Thank God we have all that life link. The problem we're going to run into is going to be if he keeps mutating onto the Vadrock. I don't mind blocking the Vadrock with the Healer's Hawk, but that sucks. That could spell game for us. But if he swings with the Vadrock, he's down to 3 health, so he really shouldn't. Okay, he might. Callous Dismissal, I'm assuming, or Shock. Shock, yeah. Just kill it. He only has 2 cards left in hand, though. Ah, he gets the draw. Ooh, this is huge. Alright. We can protect Ginger Brute now. As long as he doesn't have something to mutate onto, that's game. If he drew an answer, that would suck. There's plenty of instants that he can play, but did he draw them? Nope. He saw it. All I need to do is sack Allseed, protect him from blue, and I win. So there we go. And I think if anybody follows, Covert Go Blue made a deck that was very similar to that. That was just about mutating, had Callous Dismissal and things like that. Looked pretty strong. Definitely an entertaining deck. But yeah, so all in all, this is a very good deck. This is a deck that will definitely, you know, if you want to climb ladder real quick, this is a deck that will do that for you. This is quick wins, and you know, in that game we were a stone's throw away from losing that game. So this is a deck. It's just like any other aggro deck. The longer the game goes on, the worse it is for you. You know, there are ways to work around it that other aggro decks I've seen. You know, other aggro decks don't necessarily have, but then again, this also doesn't have those, you know, it doesn't have the higher end threats like an Ember Cleave, like in mono red. But, you know, you have very powerful things that can all kind of accumulate. These auras become, you know, almost unmanageable, and you can get them out very quickly and get a lot of damage done really quickly. The lifelink just makes it that much harder to kill you. Things like cycling will have a lot of trouble with this because of the lifelink, and stuff like that. And cycling, I haven't seen it so much lately, but it definitely is still a very popular deck. But, you know, other things, again, like the Yorion Luca Agent sometimes can be too slow, and like the deck we just saw, you know, you can find ways around it, especially with Ginger Brute having the unblockable thing. So, yeah, very, very strong deck. You have ways to keep your guys alive, your threats alive, and ways to kind of, you have a little recurrence. So definitely has viability both in casual and in ranked. The one thing that I think might strengthen this deck is splashing black, because then you can get things like Kaya's Ghost Form down, just more ways to protect your Lurrus, and you can get some strong recurrence, you know, even 1 to 2 copies of Kaya's Ghost Form, and, you know, there are black enchantment auras and things like that that would be strong. You know, you have things like Deadweight and stuff like that, but, you know, splashing black for the auras so that you can, you know, if you throw Kaya's Ghost Form on a Lurrus, Lurrus dies, you can, it comes back because of Kai's Ghost Form, and then you can also replay Kai's Ghost Form onto Lurrus for 1 mana, and, you know, and then you get that recursion. So, you know, it's more a way to bring things back that have died, stuff like that. So that's one idea. And I think I saw somebody, there's another content creator, there is a content creator on YouTube, I forget who it was, who actually had a black, you know, black-white, an Orzhov version of this that looked pretty strong. But the mono white version that you see here, again, this is a deck, you know, I think this is almost a carbon copy of what I saw Shield Maiden playing. Very, very strong. Again, will get you quick wins, so if you want to go up that rank ladder, absolutely, I would recommend, you know, this is a strong deck that you can do that with, and it is pretty fun. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.